Welcome to Season 1 of Advisor Speed Demos from Financial Advisor TV. My name is Gwynneth Shipley, and today in this speed demo, we're going to hear from YCharts, a powerful portfolio management tool for financial advisors. To learn more about YCharts, please visit YCharts.com. Don't forget to check out other speed demos from this season, featuring Snappy Kraken, WealthBox, Asset Map, GeoWealth, and YieldX. Now, a word from our sponsors.
This show is sponsored by Capital Wealth Planning, providing covered call solutions for financial advisors. To learn more about their SMAs or ETF, visit capitalwealthplanning.com.
Hey, thanks so much for having me on. Really appreciate the opportunity, and I'm excited to get YCharts in front of so many advisors. If anyone's not familiar with YCharts, we're a cloud-based tool that thousands of advisors across the country are using to research securities, construct portfolios, and communicate with prospects and clients their investment strategies. I'm going to highlight a lot of the different features and functionality in the platform here today, but we have a limited amount of time. I'm definitely not going to get to show everything. So make sure at the end of this video, you click the link, sign up for a free trial, start working with our great support team here, and see all that YCharts has to offer for your practice in particular. When I think about YCharts and I start talking with an advisor about how they can best benefit from the system, a lot of that depends on whether they're spending most of their time in front of clients or spending most of their time conducting due diligence and building out portfolios. So I'm going to split our time here today and show both sides of the system. Some of the things that I would highlight for an advisor that's going out there and winning new business, trying to gather assets and trying to have really impactful conversations with their prospects and clients would be our fundamental charting tools and our reports, proposals, and other deliverables that they can use in those conversations. So when I think about a dynamic storytelling tool, I think about our fundamental charts. And I can access those charts in a couple really easy ways where I don't even really need to know what I'm doing in YCharts. I can lean on a tool here called Quick Flows, and I can also lean on our pre-built templates. What I'm looking at right now is the quote page of my balanced portfolio for my firm. I opened up Quick Flows here. It knows I'm looking at that portfolio, and I have some options for different stress tests that I could run. So maybe I'm sitting down with a prospect or a client, and I want to have a conversation about risk. If I click on this coronavirus crisis quick flow, it's going to pull me into the charting tool in YCharts. It's going to build a chart for me showing the drawdown of my portfolio compared to some other popular indices during a custom time period, in this case, the pandemic. So what I'm seeing here, and I'm going to get rid of a couple of the indexes, so we just have the S&P 500 on here. I've got my balanced model against the S&P 500. I might want to compare my aggressive model. You can see the predictive search makes things super easy to find. And now I can have a great conversation with this client about why the portfolio that I'm recommending for him is the best fit based on their needs, their goals, their time horizon, their risk tolerance. We've heard from advisors that visuals like this can be really impactful and helpful in those conversations because you can really see how much risk or drawdown you're willing to stomach. If I want to talk about performance, it's a simple switch. Just change my data format here to normalized percent change. And now I'm looking at the actual performance of these portfolios over that time period. There's some unique data in YCharts. We have a huge macroeconomic database as well, and templates is a great way to leverage that data set. So when I open up templates and I click on economic data, I see a 10-2 treasury spread chart here. And I'm actually going to get rid of the S&P 500 and just look at that treasury spread. There's a lot of talk in the news right now about the yield curve inverting. This is a recession indicator that people look at all the time. And you can see in this chart why they're doing that. The gray shaded areas highlight recessions. And I can see that every time this indicator dips below zero, a recession tends to follow shortly thereafter. This is just one example of hundreds of thousands of economic indicators that we have this in the system, and we're adding them all the time. I want to bounce back now to that balanced model portfolio and show you another really popular part of our system, which is our clean, branded, customizable reports. So when I'm looking at a portfolio, I can go ahead and click reports up here, and I'll have a bunch of different options. You can actually work with us to build reports if you have certain things that you want to highlight in outputs. But I'm going to show you two samples here today. One is a proposal report. It's a side-by-side portfolio comparison where I can line up maybe one of my firm portfolios against a prospect's current holdings and show them across a number of key areas like hypothetical trailing performance, fees, yields. Definitely risk characteristics are highlighted here, and exposures like asset classes, geographies, stock, and fixed income exposures are broken down in pretty granular detail, but still keeping that clean comparison visual throughout, where you can see side by side, I'm comparing things like advisory fee, expense ratio, and dividend yield. I'm not going to go through this whole report, but you can see it's quite detailed. You can work with us to customize reports, take some of this information off if you find it's too much for your clients. We can certainly work with you on that. And you'll notice the great branding that we can do for your firm as well, with a custom logo and a custom color scheme. Getting back into the system now, I want to make sure we spend a little bit of time talking about the research functionality in YCharts, because there's quite a lot of it, and the portfolio analytics that you could run in the system are really powerful. So I think a great way to highlight that is to rely on quick flows to get us through some of the different tools in the system. Now I'm looking at this balanced portfolio. You can get portfolios into YCharts in a few different ways, certainly building them by hand, uploading from Excel. We even have integrations with some key partners like Redtail, Black Diamond, and Orion that allow you to pull in either a model or a client's portfolio holdings right into the system. And from there, I might want to run some analytics, such as a quick flow that looks at the holdings of my portfolio. A lot of advisors want to make sure that they're continuously monitoring the funds that they're using in their portfolios. To do that, I could look at holdings category ranks here. This will give me a good idea of, hey, are the funds in my portfolio holding up against their peers, or should I maybe be looking for some replacements? So when I click on this quick flow, it pulls me into our comp tables tool, lays out all the funds in my model, lays out all their category data. I'm going to click and sort on this 1 year column so I can quickly hone in on any funds that are consistently underperforming their peers. And I'll pick on IWM for a second here. I can open up IWM in a new tab, or just work off of quick flows here, get rid of my portfolio, plug in that fund, and say, hey, I'd like to find a replacement, right? Are there any other better options out there? When I put the fund into quick flows, it gives me a few different options. I'm going to keep working with this rank and category data. So we'll click Find Funds Ranked in Category, and the system's actually going to build a preliminary fund screen for me. The really nice thing about quick flows and templates is they get you started, but our system is so customizable and nimble that you can then kind of add any criteria that you might have that's best fit for your practice. So I could go in and add some additional screening criteria here if I wanted to get more custom. I can even apply a score to quickly rank and find the best of breed funds in this list based on my own custom criteria. I'm not going to walk through this whole process right now, but I am going to just apply a saved scoring model here that I have on my system called Best of Breed Fund. It's going to rank the results of this screen based on that custom criteria that's important to me. And I can just click once and it's going to hone in really quickly on some of the best options based on that custom criteria. I hope some of the things I'm showing here are resonating, and that you're starting to see why thousands of advisors across the country have adopted YCharts over the last 10 years. It's a really powerful, intuitive system, great for not only research, building portfolios, doing due diligence, but also for sharing your story with your clients, helping educate them and communicate why you're investing their assets the way that you are. Please make sure that you're signing up for that free trial link at the bottom. We'd love to spend more time with you, highlight how the program could really be a great fit for your practice. Thanks so much again for your time.